Hello everybody and welcome to part 6 of my Islandception series. At the very end of the last part, the Aztecs started settling towards us, which is potentially a problem. If we look at it, their military score, war with Songhai, has taken a toll on them, and Songhai seems to be actually on the way up. So hopefully that's keeping them off. And then the other thing to keep in mind, I'm going to grant this even though we don't have a reason for it, because last I knew, yeah, they have units among our territory. I was going to say, keep in mind that he's got a lot of land, so that military score is probably concentrated down here towards Songhai, but he's going to be a little spread out. So I think we're fine for now, but there's no question that he's eventually going to turn towards us since we settled on land. But it's turning out to have been a very worthwhile endeavor because the ocean resources. City's growing very fast, so we're coming very close. Obviously, this says 19 turns right now. We're looking at 5, 12, 26. But when the universities go up, obviously that makes a big difference, especially when the cities are as tall as these ones are because of all the ocean resources. Alright, so he is up to 3 capitals now. That's very unfortunate. Hanging Gardens goes to China, which is nice, because that is somebody we could take over fairly early. Ship of the Lines would conquer that city very quickly. And they have whales, which means we would never again have to worry about people not trading whales with us because they beat us to the punch. We're going to continue to spew out work boats, although I did make a mistake landing the first one here. That one should have gone down here. All these work boats are going to put up 1 food, 1 hammer wherever we go, but in this city it also does whales, which right now we're doing fine, but you never know. If we had to sell that off or something like that, we would be down in the happiness department. So let's just, the bottom line is, if you're going to get the same but more, then just do that, because it's the same but more, you know. Makes sense to me. Let me know if I did a crappy job of explaining that. Alright, so we do have 7 movement points, but we would be blocked there, so we might as well just get a little visibility. We walk into the borders and upgrade our unit. That's now the second to last unit that needs an upgrade. We were saving the archer for last. We needed to buy some coastal tiles, and this guy is just kind of keeping an eye on things, which is starting to look a little superfluous. There's 3 city-states, their borders are growing, they're developing armies, so there's a chance that we wouldn't even be able to respond if we got a notification over there. Their units might get in the way, you know, that sort of thing. So everything seems to be in order, though. We are ramping up culture everywhere, so that's something to keep in mind. This timer might go down a little bit, but again, if this proves to be not in our favor, we can pull a Great Rider and slow that down to some extent. Okay, so this grows, so we'll go ahead and do that. We just hit a golden age, and this is providing gold yield. Happiness is going to be a problem. We have cities growing, as you can see. Hong Kong, a city-state, we're going to be losing them soon. Stoneworks, though, that provides happiness and production, and it's going to take 4 turns, exactly as long as we need it, and that'll help get the university out a little bit quicker, perhaps. So that's what we'll do there. York also has grown. York's tiles are getting not enough love, so we'll have to address that. Yeah, once the universities come up, we'll be pulling citizens off of land everywhere, so that's something to keep in mind, but nevertheless, we don't. It was first, and we had, you know, we have 3 workers for 4 cities. Originally we had 1 doing both of these because they're both very watery, but we're at a point now where York is starting to get a little neglected, so let's deal with that. Okay, I think we should build walls to act as a disincentive down here. It says 5 turns, but we are dropping this boat here, and then also we have some workers finishing up this turn, including indeed a farm there. We're going to grow in 1. Okay, so already it says 1 and 4. And when we move this over here, it doesn't matter that now it doesn't say 4, because the whole reason we do production focus is so we can make a move from here to here. End of turn, food gets counted up, new citizen gets generated, goes wherever this is, and then all the other yields production gold, science get counted up. So we're still going to get those hammers this turn. So this really is 4, even though it says 5. We're just going to have these guys go on alert. He's going to step up and take a missionary here. That's interesting. I don't think the camp's going to attack us. So since the archer could attack us without counterattack, let's put our shot into them. Seems better. We'll get the visibility here. Starting to look like end of the line. Let's see, can we get through? We can. All right. And we leapfrog over that. Wow. I really like that 7 mobility. That's kind of fun there. Moving along. Ooh, Songhai recovered their capital. Well, I mean, that is good news, but do keep in mind every time a city gets captured, its population gets halved, and half of its buildings, give or take, get destroyed. So even though he has his capital back, that city is now a fourth of what it was just a couple turns ago. So sadly, this means that, relatively speaking, Songhai's been neutralized. But with a military score this high, next door to the Aztecs, I wouldn't count them out quite like Ethiopia is at the bottom there. And there we go. We're working this, and as you can see, 3 turns, so it's right on track, just like I promised. Alright, more workboats. Okay, we'll come down here now. If you get an enemy boat in your waters, it shuts down the citizens' ability to work those tiles. So that's why I did the first boat up here, because you got 3 tiles here, 2 here. So this was the heavy side, then upgrade here, upgrade there. Min-max lunacy there. You can totally disregard that. It's not very important. I just thought I'd share my thoughts. Okay, so we did not get shot. And actually, you know what? I just noticed that we have enough gold to upgrade this archer now. So I don't want to forget that, because he's been on alert. We would totally get passed over. Okay, back to this. We didn't get shot, but the camp is weakened. So we're going to step here, because if we're going to... Okay, now we know why that is. Alright. I cleared that spot off because I wanted to be able to step here. This guy's not on a hill, so we're actually safe from the shots here. He'll probably shoot the horse like he did last time. And look at this. We might actually be able to just take this. Very nice. Okay, and we did have a quest for that, for Antwerp, which I believe is happiness. So now that we'll check in on that in a second. I think I'm going to return the unit. We don't have a use for it. We're not competing in religion, so we don't want to destroy it. And the last part we identified, she actually has the best religion so far that we've seen. Happiness from shrines, happiness from temples. That'd be very good. But we don't want to take it and go spread it to ourselves, because we have God of the Sea right now. We're counting on those ocean tiles to kind of bring us out of the brink. So I'm going to return this, and that should actually make some goodwill here. Which is good, because look, she actually outranks him as far as score, which doesn't mean too much. So it's not like they're neighbors. But if we are going to compete with Montezuma, it'll be good to have as many strong friends as we can. And indeed, Antwerp is happiness. Oh, and we'll have them for another 20 turns. So right around the time we're losing Hong Kong, we get a bit of a stay of execution for that happiness. So that's really good. Moving along. Okay. No longer friends with Hong Kong. Ooh, look at this. Maria wants the whales. Ah. Before, it wasn't even showing up here, so I know she had some. It must have been by way of a deal with China. Maybe she's getting upset with China. So, what we'll do is we'll sell this as a placeholder, because I think we're already doing a trade with her, right? Yeah, gold for citrus. It's actually up really soon. But I don't want to hold off and then have China, swoop in and give her whales. So what we'll do is we'll let that gold come back, because it's 1 for 1, and we just did it because I said he asked for citrus. We'll let that come back, and hopefully by the time the whales are done, she'll still have the citrus, and that way we can trade it for happiness, because that's ideally what we would do. But we're playing continents and island within an island, you know the drill. Okay, 2 turns before education, so let's whip out a workboat there. He's just going to get a little visibility here. London workboat. Okay, so it's time to come up here. Food and hammer each. And then, we are going towards compass next, so there'll also be gold. And then we'll also be able to build harbors, get that gold. So our gold is already not a problem. How did that shoot up? Oh man, this is a lot of information all at once. 15 from trade routes between your cities and other civilization cities. So somebody must be sending us a trade route. Trade routes with you. Yes. China. Okay. So that wouldn't be 15. I guess it's counting up the combination. I don't know. I don't get the math. Addis Ababa. Oh, okay, okay. He's sending one and then she's sending one. Still, I don't get where 15 comes from, but whatever. We're getting science, so that's pretty cool. Alright, time to withdraw these guys. But yeah, gold's finally going to be decent, which is nice, because we, militarily, we're going to be behind for some time, and we also want to be able to develop a navy at some point. I think maybe it's time to have this guy hop in the water and come down to Hastings. Again, we don't want to be too strong. We're trying to keep as much in our borders as possible. In fact, it occurs to me we could probably keep eyes on this tile from over here. So, you know, we'll have one less guy outside the border. I don't know if that's necessary, though. But I think, yeah, let's go ahead and have him come down there. Because, I mean, we can already see, look at this. Pikemen over here, swordsmen over here. Our guys protected, our lands protected. And if that changes, we can react then, I think. So, might as well. China has denounced the Aztecs. Ethiopia has denounced the Aztecs. I wonder why China did, but I'm kind of glad that they did, because anybody that's going to provoke him potentially keeps him off our back, or at least off our back for a little while longer. Okay, I am going to make great work. I think the last series was a great example of why tourism matters, even if we're not. I mean, look at the culture he's racking up compared to everybody else. It's absolutely ridiculous. We're not doing half bad as far as the people we can see, but he is a runaway civ. So let's just take a look at our borders real quick and see who needs the border growth the most. Nottingham will be done in 2 turns, completely done. London's more or less done. It's going to pick up some more hills, maybe some water. Nothing there. Hastings would be great because it is our border town. But I worry that if we get attacked, we might lose Hastings. These are going to be tougher to fall because he's going to require a navy, and we're going to be very strong in the Navy Department. Actually, you know what? I think I will put it in Hastings, because we'll just have to remember to pull it out if we start getting attacked. And the reason being is because more border tiles we have, more tiles that are in our border here, more units we can have within our borders, healing up, not upsetting him, you know, etc., etc. So, all right, down to 1 turn. So let's do trireme because we are heading towards astronomy. At which point it's caravels, and they can be off in the ocean finding the other continent, more trade partners. Etc., etc. So he's coming down there. We're coming over here. Oh, land. Oh, ruins. Okay. So I'll tell you what. Let's have this guy actually head over there and pick that up. Let's see. We're retreating here. So there we go. Go ahead and head over here. Continue retreating. We'll go. He's in the way. Embark here. Here's fine. I mean, I wanted to tap into his roads, but there's a hill here, so we can still move along here. Drop that there. What's going on? Okay, seemed like we were stuck for a second there, but everything seems fine. So there we go. Want to see what that ruins is. Losing grasp on Riga, so... Education. And it's time for education. So let's go ahead and grab this. Oh, that's good. That is good. Okay, that buffs our military score. That's very helpful. Okay, so let's get these universities queued up. We got 4 turns in the capital, 8 turns here. 8 turns here, and 9 turns here. I wish those project times were a little quicker. Just because, I mean, we're really going to be cutting it close. But at least the one in the capital where it matters most will be up immediately. And like I said, we can always pull a writer from their slot. Losing grasp on Riga. Yerevan desires porcelain. Okay, on to compass. That opens up the ability to make our the unit before, our unique unit, harbors and fishing boats gold. Yeah, we'll get to the trade routes as soon as we can, but mostly our gold's going to be coming from city connections and our work boats. That's why we've been so insistent upon it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, whoops! I should have gone here, but 5, 6, 7. We would have ended up trespassing anyway. So let's just avoid that. We get the visibility now. Trying to just zoom ahead and get visibility on the way back, but better this than trespass. Okay, so let's do this. Let's take a look at this real quick. 5 and 8, 3 and 10. Okay, get started on that mine. Let's see. We will come here, and if I move off this hill, we'll no longer have visibility on this tile, so this guy would not be able to get through. So let's just do that, and then we'll just move along like so. Okay, so we'll come up here, tap into his road system. That's good. And yep, he's blocking us. That sucks. Can we drop it here this turn? We can. Let's just do that then. So we're looking at 3 and 10. It actually knocked a turn off of the university, so that is fabulous. All right, we'll start this guy on his scouting game. Let me do something real quick. Okay, sorry if there was a audio blip there. Alright, so I think it's actually going fairly well. I know Montezuma is scary, but considering how bad our start was, let's see, 2 movement points left would have us trespassing, so let's just do a little visibility game there. Stay out of the borders while we can. The only tiles to develop left here are grassland, non-freshwater, and the university is being built, so that means a couple people get pulled off the land. So I'm actually going to have him come over to York and get started over there. We can get back to this at some point. It's not very important, I don't think. London has grown, so let's move that over here. That's the next hill that's going to be developed in a couple turns, pretty much right when that citizen's going to then be pulled off the land to get into the university. We're still going to head over here, but now we can do it with a little more range, which is nice. Come up here. What's it got? 1, 2, 3 left. Very good. Okay. Coming over here. Ooh, a camp. Okay, well, we've got some manpower down there, but just in case the camp spawns, let's literally really dogpile onto that and make sure it gets taken care of properly. 2, 3, 4. Okay, her city's on a hill, so maybe we can do some altitude training, get a little bonus movement there. You can always click through into the cloud and it'll show a diverted path, but when you get up on the hill, if you can see that you can move there, it'll go directly there rather than this little side. Or if a unit's here, it'll actually do this, allowing you to pause within their city. And look at that, because of the we can actually get into this little finger here and get some really sweet visibility. So that works out really nicely, it looks like. Okay, so we'll step back and do a shoot. Come up on the hill to kind of block so that the horse can't actually reach our shooter. Might as well come up here, that way we can step and shoot next turn. No point in making it vulnerable. Cattle comes into our border, so that's better than this tile right now. We're looking at 8 at 6 and 6 and 7, so that's better. We'll grow to this hill. By that time it'll be developed. That'll finish the university. We pull the hills off and slot them in. Let's see. No longer friends with Rigo. Trespass. Oh, it dropped off while we were in border, so we actually got a little penalty there. That sucks. I mean, if it goes down to resting, I guess it doesn't actually matter, but that could have been better. Okay, dive into the water. We'll go over to York, take care of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll just take a broad jump over all of them. Nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the reason why we wanted to come over here with a trireme, so that hopefully by time, because there wasn't frost over here after all, so hopefully by time the open borders drop off, we'll be, you know, to the limit and back. Looks like it's not going to be any problem whatsoever. We could even take this outer ring for visibility's sake if we wanted to. but doesn't look like that's necessarily going to be needed. Okay, so we're getting eyes on a little fight going on there. Let's see, rough. We might as well keep stepping and then shooting. That works, and then step and shoot. Okay, so he'll clear the camp without having to fight anything, and he can go ahead and return to his post along with this guy. Because again, we don't want to be too strong on his borders, but we do want to, you know, protect our developed tiles from barbarians at the very least. Nottingham grows. We will continue to work that. It's the only really decent tile we have. Gold during a golden age. You know, it just occurred to me this golden age is going to be falling off right as we get compass. It would have been nice if we could have timed that in such a way that the golden age triggered when we got that. So, hey, look at that. Because we're England, we actually get to land this turn, so that's nice. I think what I'll do is, this is our most exposed unit, but it's kind of necessary to keep our sea trade route protected. So I might have him swap out with this, because he'll be a little stronger, so the fact that he's out there by himself is not a big deal, and if we do go to war, he might actually be able to make a difference from there. So I think that makes sense. So let's see here. 1, 2, get started on the plains farm in 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, get started in 3. So let's just keep it safe. Our waters are pretty safe, but we know that there's a scout buzzing around somewhere, and although we're not at war with the Aztecs, that's something that might come up at some point. So now that he's mostly on visibility patrol and heading back, maybe we just keep an eye on this guy. We can totally outrun him, so I think we can still collect our visibility while keeping eyes on him. Okay, let's hug the border. This looks like an interior coastline. So it might be possible to bypass Portugal without having to barter for open borders. Or maybe once we clear out the cloud, maybe it's quicker to go through them. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We'll play that one by ear, I think. We got some hills to choose from, so that's pretty nice. Keeps the visibility flowing. Because that's the other thing too, right? I think when we hit astronomy, yeah, embarked units can cross oceans. So this scout can actually start acting upon the other landmass in theory. So that's pretty good. Alright. There's that gold for citrus deal ended. We can't guarantee she's going to still have that citrus by the time we trade for whales, but, you know, it's neither here nor there. We get the gold back, so happiness maintains. We definitely would rather trade to her than the Aztecs, not only because we get full value, but I don't want to help his army any more than we have to. Alright, first university is up, so let's go ahead and pull these pure production tiles, namely the 3 hammer ones. We have a 4 hammer one up here and one that's got 3 gold up here, so that's good. So this city should start pumping out workboats again. We still have 1, 2, 3 we could use. Once these guys are done, we're going to build harbors, so we definitely want the harbor done in London before it's done anywhere else, just to make sure that we're all caught up. But we'll do workboats until we need to build a harbor, just to keep our lands as good as possible. Okay, we'll hop up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we got as much visibility as we can. We can still see him. And we'll definitely be back in time to upgrade to Caravel. 1, 2, 3. Not going to get any more visibility here, so we'll go 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a good visibility spread. In fact, we don't even have to take this little thingy. We don't have to take this outskirt here. Good deal. Okay, we'll go like that. We'll go like that. So they'll be in position next turn. We'll just kind of withdraw here. Again, I don't want to go too strong over here, but let's see how that goes. Okay, so this cattle is ready to be developed. It's kind of important, so I'll have this guy come down here and address that. Alright, things are going quite well, I think. Relatively speaking. It's good to see Portugal doing their thing. At this point, in terms of religion, they're actually on the border of getting obnoxious, so maybe The Aztecs take exception to that. Compass is here, so now our gold per turn has gotten significantly better. And it's really good that there's a market in the city already because we're getting multipliers on that. Same thing here. So this workboat should definitely, come here for that reason, because this is the only city we have a market in. And then go for here. Hastings last because, again, if we do go to war, we might actually lose Hastings. So I don't want to lose it, and I definitely don't want to neglect it. But we do have to keep that in mind. Situations like that where we have a choice, let's favor our other cities first. Okay, so he's got eyes on us, not good. And man, that sucks. He's up to here right now. We're down here, here. I mean, the pikeman will be okay during, I guess that, but he's very mobile. So that's actually pretty scary. We'll probably still end up there, but I kind of need to move in a way that makes him understand that we're not coming for him. I don't want him overreacting or anything like that. Alright, so this altitude training is really nice. I'm enjoying that. We'll start down here. We'll just go farm, at least on the plains. The grasslands aren't that important to me. I'd rather put lumber mills up here than farms up there, but we can see how it goes. 1, 2, he's over here. But we already visibility'd that, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I do want to keep an eye on him though, so let's just come down here. We have 3 side, I believe. Trireme with exploration opener. I think the actual caravels get +1 anyways, don't they? Yeah, they do. Alright. So we'll just chill right there, I guess. Alrighty, coming through. Unobstructed, always nice. Can't get up on that hill, which is unfortunate, and we can't land there, so can't come up here. Maybe we should have ended here last turn and expected this hill to give us the visibility up here. I don't know, but we can come down here anyways. It says we can come up there, so what if we choose that? Or this? Yes, that. Hey, it worked! Cool, and Antwerp is our friend, so that really worked out. That just goes to show why sometimes you need to ignore the pathing there and just, go for it. Try to go for it. Because the worst thing that happens is, like what we saw with the Shanghai city tiles, it'll just pause you and say, do you really want to go to war? You say no, but at that point you can see what you need to choose your path. So there we go, there's that, but we'll only actually have a citizen on it for 1 turn, so not terribly important. Okay, now these guys will finally make the swap. We'll go ahead and put this guy away for save some money, I guess, because again, we don't want to be too forward. We'll just have them swap out like that. Golden Age ends. So sad. Hong Kong seeks a great writer. Well, I'll tell you what. I do have the Writer Guild populated. Let's see, London. In fact, we can see right here, 22 turns will satisfy that close. Quest was the word I was looking for. Alright, so we definitely want this one landing at York if at all possible. He's over here, but he can't reach us in time. So let's see, we can go all the way to here and still see him. It probably would be a good idea to keep some eyes on this landmass so a barbarian camp can't spawn. But how would we do that, right? Because around the time these guys are getting back, we're going to be ocean bound. So if we take 2 here, we actually are trespassing, and this does give us ever so slightly more visibility. So let's just take that. Kind of would like to come here for the visibility we would get there, but then where would we go? Nowhere. So is it worth coming back up here just for that? Probably not. We would see 2 tiles, which we might see over here. Borders, I don't know. It looks like there's an inlet here, and it does look like a hill. So I say press on. Indeed. 1, 2, 3. So if that's not occupied, we can actually arrive exactly on that tile. Okay. So yeah, going back to Hastings, we don't need to develop it. So he's got York under control. Our workers are kind of caught up at this point. The only thing we could really do that we haven't done is roads, and we're not going to need that. We're going to have harbors up. So maybe do up those tiles just because we can. There's a hill over here. He could do that. Yeah, so we just actually had all of our workers rotate, and that's fine. Not sure how I'll do that, but we'll take a look. Stay right there. Okay. We are at the half-hour mark, so I want to thank you guys for joining me. Considering how bad a start this was, I think it's going really, really well. We'll do everything we can to make this work. We'll know the result of that in 3-4 turns, so that's great. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next part. Take care.